Welcome back. When people hear the statement, "I don't want to have kids," it often prompts a reaction of disbelief. It's known to end conversations, create awkward silences, and leave behind confused blank faces. So joining me today is blogger Lauren McPhillips, who is child-free by choice. She recently shared this on social media. It went viral. So this is important to talk about. And thank you so much for joining me today, Lauren, and for your transparency.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Tracy. I wrote about this topic about 4 years ago on my blog, and then recently brought the conversation up again on Instagram a few months ago, and it really kind of took off and went a little bit viral.
It like exploded. So I want to talk about that explosion. So let's start from the beginning. What sparked you to write a blog post on why you've decided to not have children in the first place?
Yeah, so the reason that I decided to have this conversation and take it to my blog was I was having a conversation with a woman at a party, and it was a complete stranger. And the conversation naturally turned to, do you have kids? To which I replied, no, I don't. And when they probed a little bit more, I said, no, I don't want any kids. I don't plan to have any kids. And this complete stranger's response was a little bit taken back. And they said, really? You'll probably change your mind once you get married. And it was a strange reaction for me, but one that I've heard many times amongst a whole bunch of other different responses. And so I thought it was really important to write the blog post and have that conversation around this choice to be child-free, because although I'm very comfortable with my choice and my decision, as many other women are, it's often a life choice that some people don't accept as the natural one for a woman, or that it's something that you need to be working towards.
My friends who have made the decision to be child-free don't talk about it anymore because they get so much clapback. It is so awkward, and it is so disappointing when you hear people's comments. So I heard your family is very supportive of your choices, and I love to hear that. But do you mind sharing some examples of responses that other people, strangers, or people you know, have said to you about your choice?
Yeah, I'm very lucky that my family is very supportive, because I know that's not always the case for a lot of people. But it's never been an issue. I've never wanted children, and that's never been really a topic of discussion that we've had. But from complete strangers, some of the responses, range from, oh, you'll change your mind eventually, or you just haven't found the right person yet, which is a horrible thing to say, especially if you are in a relationship with someone at the time. A lot of people say, I don't understand how you don't have that maternal urge. Don't all women have that maternal urge? Then don't you want a family, which also insinuates that you need to have children to have a family. And then also one thing that a lot of people say is, having children brings a lot of purpose and fulfillment to life. You don't really know what love is until you have children. And I think a lot of the times people come at this and come at these responses, usually thinking that it's like harmless and with harmless intentions, but it really just continues to perpetuate the idea that a woman choosing to not have children isn't the natural path for life. And so there's this underlying assumption that the desire to have children is the natural one, and that a life without children can't be as fulfilling and can't be as filled with joy.
Do you think your post going viral is sort of all of these women sort of seeing themselves reflected in your reality and your conversation? Do you think that's why it got so much attention?
Absolutely. I mean, that Instagram post, it was titled 8 Things You Should Never Say to a Woman Who Chooses to Not Have Children. And it just took off. It got shared over 9,000 times on Instagram. And I think it went viral exactly for that reason, is that it was a lot of people, women and non-binary folks as well, who saw themselves reflected in that and could resonate with all the things that I had listed and all the responses that I had heard. Just respect the choices that people make about their own bodies and their own lives.
It's about respect, and I love the education piece of that. That is amazing. I mean, people don't want to talk about religion or money or politics, but they definitely want to talk about what's going on with your womb, and I think that is insane. So thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story, Lauren. It's an important conversation, as you say, to keep going, and a great reminder for people to think about it before you speak when the topic of children comes up. So thank you.